What's up YouTube, Jeff back again today with a very exciting Samsung video for you guys, and today we're doing one of my favorite videos I do for every flagship release, and that is the Beast Mode video for your Galaxy S25 Ultra. Today I'm going to show you guys how to get the most out of your S25 Ultra by unlocking some features that you may not know about that will give you the ways to use the power of this phone, which is a true beast, to its fullest potential. Before we get started today though, I do want to show you guys a quick demo of something that can definitely take your S25 Ultra and Samsung experience as a whole to the next level. And that is the Auto Pro X, which is a device from Maton that allows you to not only get wireless Android Auto in your car, but also run Samsung Dex on the display inside your car, which means you can enable yourself to watch YouTube, Netflix, etc. I love using it to watch YouTube in my car while I'm parked, letting my kids watch YouTube. I want to show you guys a quick demo of this. I really appreciate them sponsoring the video, and this is one of the coolest products that I've ever seen. The Auto Pro X puck is quite small. You guys can see it here in the palm of my hand. We've got a cable here, USB-C to C. I just hooked it up right there to my Audi Q8, and then we can start the process. Just pair Bluetooth on your Galaxy smartphone, and then you'll have the option for either Android Auto or Samsung Dex. When you start up the Auto Pro X and pair your phone to the Bluetooth, you'll see you have Android Auto and also the Auto Pro X mode, which will allow you to enable Samsung Dex. Now, Android Auto will run automatically once you connect to Bluetooth after a few moments, unless you choose the Auto Pro X option right here. So what you'll want to do if you want to use Dex is go ahead and tap on that option, and then you'll need to head over to your phone. On your Galaxy smartphone, you'll want to go into Connected Devices, and then you'll want to find Samsung Dex. Go ahead and tap Start Dex. And then down here, you'll notice that you have the option to start it with the Auto Pro X. Go ahead and start now, and then it's going to start Dex on your car display. And I'll show you guys right here as I zoom over, as it starts the Samsung Dex mode. You guys can see it there right on my Audi Q8 display. Now you have access to all of your applications. Basically anything that you want to access to on your smartphone, you can access directly from in here. One of my personal favorite features is the ability to watch YouTube videos from my car. So I can go into YouTube, and you can see it's going to launch here in a smaller window, but you can maximize it. You also can utilize the touchpad on your phone if you want, if you don't want to use your car's display, or if you don't have a touchscreen on your car's display. But look, I can watch a video on my car's display. It's absolutely awesome. So if you want to get YouTube on your Galaxy smartphone casted to your car, this is one of the best ways to do it. And of course, not only can you utilize YouTube, but you can also utilize any other applications that you want, because you have access to literally everything. Again, on your smartphone, you've got every single application that you have on your smartphone. You can get work done with spreadsheets, documents, etc. It's absolutely awesome. The setup is very easy. The only thing I would mention is if you have a car that already has wireless Android Auto, just make sure that you do unpair your phone from the wireless Android Auto system. That was the only issue that I had here with the Audi, is that I did need to unpair this from my wireless Android Auto setup with the Audi in order to get it to work with the Auto Pro X. But once you do that, everything works absolutely flawlessly. I also wanted to mention that there is a way you can auto connect to Samsung Dex as soon as you get in your car and Bluetooth connects. Basically, go into the Auto Pro X app, which you can download on the Play Store. I'll link it below. Here, it will tell you how to go ahead and set the Start Now with Dex connection. You just need to grant accessibility permissions, turn this on, and then you'll create a simple Samsung routine from within the Modes and Routines menu. Right here, I've already set it up. Essentially, what will happen is once you start the Bluetooth on your car, you'll just go to Bluetooth device, choose connected, and then once you choose this device, you're going to choose your car. So Jeff's Q8 is my Audi Q8. Then you're going to go down here to connected devices, choose Samsung Dex, started, and then that will allow, once you have your car connected to Bluetooth, Dex will automatically start. And again, you can automate this entire process using the Auto Pro X app and routines. Very, very convenient, and something that makes it so that you don't have to press that on your car's display as soon as you get in. My friends at Maton have graciously offered to give away 2 units of the Auto Pro X to viewers of this video. All you guys have to do is like the video and comment what you would do with Auto Pro X, this powerful tool that enables Samsung Dex on your car display. They will pick 2 winners at random and then send those prizes out for you guys. Really appreciate them doing that. It's a great offer and also a great tool. Hopefully you guys will take advantage of that. All right, so let's go ahead and get directly into beast mode, and let's talk about all the things that you can change to give you a great experience and a powerful experience on your S25 Ultra. The first one is accessibility touch and hold delay. This is something that not a lot of people know about, but if you go down into the accessibility section of your Galaxy smartphone and go into interaction and dexterity, you'll find this option under touch settings called touch and hold delay. Now, what I recommend is changing this to the very short option, which is 0.3 seconds. What this basically does is when you touch and hold something, you'll see that this is how long it takes for it to register as a touch and hold. So you can try out different, speeds, and then when you touch and hold an icon, it now is going to recognize this as a touch and hold a little bit shorter than the default, which is 0.5 seconds. I find it to be very useful. It lets me speed around things a little bit more. I use touch and hold on my app icons to get that secondary menu a lot, and enabling this is just another way to speed up things on my S25 Ultra. Up next, inside display settings, I know a lot of people don't change this out of the box, so I want to mention it. I also mentioned this in my first 10 things to do video, which if you guys want to check that out, I'll drop it below, which has some more basic tips to get started with your S25 Ultra. If you go into the display settings, make sure that your display screen resolution is set to QHD+. It's set to FHD+ out of the box, but if you don't turn it to QHD+, this year you're actually losing not only the increased screen resolution, but also the brand new ProScaler feature that Samsung introduced at Unpacked with the S25 Ultra, which basically uses AI to upscale all of your content. And that's an additional thing that you can only get with QHD+. So make sure you change that setting right out of the box because it is set to FHD+ by default. In addition, if you scroll down here, if you do use a screen protector, you want to enable touch sensitivity. I don't use a screen protector, so I have it off. And then also accidental touch protection, which prevents you from having accidental touches when the phone is in your pocket. That's something that almost everybody will want to enable. Next up on my list is multi-window gestures. This is something that if you do multitasking on your S25 Ultra, and of course you probably do because it's a very powerful phone, you want to enable. Go down to advanced features here, and then go into multi-window. Under multi-window, you've got various options. I enable all of them: swipe for split screen, swipe for pop-up view, and full screen in split screen view. Now, the one I use the most is when I'm in an application, and this is a little tricky now because you have separated notification and quick settings. Reach all the way to the top corner and then pull diagonally down. It will open this in pop-up view. You guys can see I have my Google Keep notes there in pop-up view as well. And then of course you can organize all of your various applications in pop-up view and get rid of the ones that you don't need. So you can also swipe up for split screen, and you can keep your split screen stuff in full screen mode. So that way when you're using 2 apps in split screen, so for instance here, if I want to open this in split screen using the regular method, I can also then open Chrome, and you can see now I have both of these open, but they're in full screen. I don't have the notification bar or anything at the top taking up any of my screen real estate. And of course you can drag back down when you're done to exit that mode. Anyway, these multi-window gestures are very useful to take most of multitasking power on your Galaxy S25 Ultra. Auto optimization and RAM Plus are both very useful features that you'll find inside the device care section. Some people have varying opinions about RAM Plus, but if you go into the memory section, you can choose how much you want to enable. I think the 8GB, default there is fine. That's what I leave it on, is the 8GB value. I've had no problems using RAM Plus. It does a pretty good job of managing that virtual RAM for me. But the bigger thing is if you go down to auto optimization, here you can set your phone to auto restart on a schedule, and then it will clear out, some of that cache stuff, all that kind of things in the background that are going on. It speeds up your phone to do this once a week, and it doesn't hurt anything if you do it like 3 a.m., say when you're sleeping, because you're not going to notice. Now, of course, if you're on a different schedule for whatever time you want. I don't recommend enable restart when needed, because then sometimes it might restart when you don't want it to if there's a performance issue detected, but you have a critical use for your phone. That could be somewhat annoying. One Hand Operation Plus is a good lock module, but it can also be downloaded as a standalone module. And what One Hand Operation Plus allows you to do is it allows you to enable these handles on the left and the right that allow you to have different swipes. And so the reason that I love these is that you can get a long swipe. For instance, here, I don't use the short swipes because I just like to keep the default gestures enabled for that. But this will enable you to have a long swipe to get additional tools. You can get your quick tools, you can get widget pop-ups. I'll show you guys how I have mine set up here. There's a widget pop-up, go diagonally, you can get to your assistant, go down, you can see it opens Twitter in pop-up view. Over here, I get my quick tools, diagonally up, I got my apps, diagonally down, you can see I got my recent apps right there. Very cool. One Hand Operation Plus has endless customization. I've got a lot of stuff about it on the channel, various features and tutorials, and also over at Sammy Guru, so you guys can check that out. But I highly recommend enabling it at least and setting up these long swipes for both the left and the right handle. There are a ton of options what you can choose from: opening apps, virtual touchpad, task switcher. I mean, pretty much anything you want. You can do anything you want with those long swipes, and it really does improve your experience on your Galaxy smartphone. Up next, home up tuning. So this is another GoodLock application. If you install home up from GoodLock and go into the settings, once you've installed home up, you can go to more customizations. And again, if you don't know how to install any of these GoodLock modules, lots of tutorials on the channel about GoodLock. But once you've installed it, you can go into home up and you can go into gesture settings, and you can fully tune all of your gestures using home gesture animation tuning. Now, there's a lot of presets, but I do recommend the advanced tuning options. And we do have a full video and also article at Sammy Guru that show you how to dial in these settings exactly how you want. And we also have these default settings that we've set that we like, particularly that look, you see the animations that I have on my S25 Ultra. If you like those, you can use the settings that I'm showing here. And there's also an in-depth tutorial video and article showing you how to do that. There's also a lot of other options inside home up. You can now customize your home screen in a do-it-yourself fashion where you can place things wherever you want. I don't know you want to run this all the time. You guys can see how I did mine, just kind of playing around. You can make your widgets diagonal and all that kind of stuff. Probably not something that everyone's going to be into, and it's probably also not something that you want to run on the daily basis, but it is something that's fun to play with. Once you turn it back off, your home screen goes right back to normal. So it's something you can enjoy and then switch it right back off, no problem at all. Advanced features for customizing the power button and back tap. Registar is another module that will allow you to get a lot out of your phone. So if you go into GoodLock and download the Registar module, you'll notice that Registar has some really, really cool features that let you take control of your phone. Now it is on the life up side over here. Here's Registar. And it lets you enable not only additional side button press actions, but also back tap actions on your device. And you can also change some of your settings and things like that, customizing your settings as well. So down here are the two that I want to talk about right now. Back tap action, you can set it so that if you turn this on, you have a double tap or a triple tap to enable certain features. This gives you more customization, ways of multitasking, etc. And the one that I like to use the most, just because it seems to be the best for me, is take and share screenshot. And you can set this to share wherever you want, or you can take it and just do a screenshot. I use the triple tap more than anything. I don't use the double tap because it's easy to accidentally trigger that. You can turn the sensitivity, down or up here as you prefer, but I find the triple tap better because it is harder to trigger it on accident. Side key press and hold, you can enable this to override the default side key action, and you can do a lot more stuff. You can turn on or off the flashlight, turn on or off auto rotate, map it to other applications, etc. I really like the press to hold for Gemini on the S25 series, but for other people who have like an S24 device on One UI 7 beta, you could remap the key to Gemini, because right now that's not an option on the default side key settings. So it can be useful for various things that you want to do on your Galaxy phone. Up next, let's talk about Bixby text call and quick replies. If we go into our call settings here, you'll notice, of course, that Bixby text call allows Bixby to screen your calls for you. But one thing you may not know is quick responses. You can add custom quick responses here for the text call. So you could say something like, shortcut, IAM, and you could say in a meeting. And so you could just tap that, and then of course it'll type out in a meeting. And you can add as many as you want to let people know what's going on, and Bixby will speak those. And of course, if you need to pick up the call, you can do that as usual. There's some preset ones for urgent, call you later, repeat that, who are you, but you can set any ones you want. You can even set some fun ones to mess with the scam calls. If you got some funny ones that you want to put in there, I've done that before. It can be a lot of fun to play around with that. Gaming settings, Dolby Atmos and Game Booster. So if you go into your settings, and let's actually just scroll down and find it directly. Go to Advanced Features, scroll down and go to Game Booster. You can enable all of your game booster settings here. You can turn game optimization to performance if you play high performance games like racing, etc. Customize for individual games, like I can customize them for Riptide. You can see here, you can check, what you want to do for each one individually. You can turn up the FPS, whatever you want to do for each individual game. And you can also change the screen resolution for screenshots and frame booster for individual game. So each game you play can have separate settings. Now, if you have a USB power delivery charger connected, you can also turn this on to pause USB power delivery charging when gaming to preserve your battery life. You can go in here and go to your shortcut bar, your notifications, in-game panel, reorder the various tools, as you prefer and how you use them. You can move them around on the toolbar, save power during touch protection, screenshot resolution and format, and you can also control what happens with notifications while you're inside of Game Booster playing a game. Another thing you want to turn on for sure, in addition to that, is Dolby Atmos, and Dolby Atmos is inside sound quality and effects. I typed it wrong, of course. Dolby Atmos, turn this on, go in there, and you can change this depending on what you're doing. Now, I like auto, it works pretty well, but if you're in a movie, watching a Netflix movie on your S25 Ultra, you can go in there and change that, and then make sure these other two settings are set as well. Boost dialogue to make it easier to hear voices in videos, and loudness normalization, which prevents sound from suddenly becoming too loud or quiet when playing media. In addition, you can adapt sound for your particular ears. You can set it for an age range. I've never found that to be a particular thing that I wanted to do. And UHQ upscaler, if you have Galaxy Buds 3 Pro, those will be able to be enabled right there as well. Going with the sound settings further, separate app sounds. So if we go into sound and vibration, you can actually go into separate app sounds here. Separate app sounds is something that you can do where you can play media from apps you select on a separate device. So for instance, if you're watching a YouTube video and you're also listening to music, you could have the YouTube video audio on your phone while you're also listening to audio for Spotify or YouTube Music on your Bluetooth headphones. This can be particularly useful if you're, listening to music also on a speaker for a party and you want to get your notifications somewhere else so they don't interrupt the flow of the music. It's something that I recommend and use quite a bit. In addition, you can download Sound Assistant, which is another good lock module, but can be downloaded separately as well. And Sound Assistant lets you do some other cool things, like change the step volume. So instead of having it to 10, you can change it to 5, which I've done here. And another one that they added that's really cool is maintain media volume when using navigation, so that your music won't get really quiet when you're driving and getting Google Maps navigation directions. There's a lot of other stuff in here you can do as well, like make your own volume panel colors using the Flex UI, which really looks beautiful. And it's something that I use on my S25 Ultra as well. HDR, there's actually quite a few HDR settings. So if you just go into your settings and search for HDR, you want to check a couple of things. One, Super HDR, I recommend turning this off just because this sometimes gets too bright. You might not like it. You can play with it and see what you think, but this is one where it automatically adjusts the display to show full range of colors with Galaxy pictures taken with Galaxy devices. If you turn this off, it'll stop that super bright crank up on all your photos. Some people don't like it, but you can see what you think. Video brightness, you can also turn this to bright mode if you want to get more vibrant colors when you watch videos, and you can turn it off for certain apps as well. So if you don't want to have this happen in YouTube, maybe you only want it in long feature films that you watch on Netflix, then you can do that as well. If you go back and take a look at the other HDR options, you've got these options inside advanced video options for the camera. This will allow you to take a wider range of color and contrast recording 10-bit HDR, which is compatible with most apps and devices. You can also increase the bit rate of videos recorded in video and pro video mode. High rate videos are usually larger, so just keep in mind you need to have enough storage for that, but you can get a little bit higher quality video there as well. So the last one here inside is the log. You can switch this from pro video to video and pro video mode. This is only if you really know what log video is and you're going to use an editing program to edit this afterwards. Log format captures a wider dynamic range. When you edit, you can add some of those colors back by color grading, and to record in the log format, this setting and the option on the camera preview need to be turned on, otherwise it won't work. You can select which modes to add the log recording option to. You can do pro video only, which is the default, or the regular video mode as well. The final tip I have is Expert RAW. Now, Expert RAW is Samsung's other camera app, which you can download from the Galaxy Store. It's right here. Just search the Galaxy Store for Expert RAW. This allows you to shoot your photos in RAW mode, but it's not regular, just plain RAW. It's computational RAW, which is why they call it Expert RAW. And it has a brilliant 24 megapixel mode that really gets the best out of the Galaxy S25 Ultra camera. Now, I've used this mainly as my primary camera since I got the S25 Ultra, and in challenging lighting conditions like this one, where I took a picture inside of a restaurant with bright light coming in through the window, you guys can see it, the regular camera really blew out this entire photo and had a lot of artifacts in it. But Expert RAW does a great job, and it gives you not only the RAW photo, but also a JPEG as well that you can use. So even if you don't want to edit it necessarily, maybe that's not your thing, you can do that with Lightroom directly from the app. Even if you're not into editing the photo in RAW format with Lightroom, you do get the JPEG as well, as you guys can see right here. So you can take advantage of some of these computational RAW benefits without having to do all of that editing. As a bonus tip for my final one, if we go into the settings, I want to show you guys something inside of connections. And this is called Connectivity Labs. So if you go into Wi-Fi, go over here, you'll see under Intelligent Wi-Fi, you've got these various settings that you can turn on. All you have to do is double tap Intelligent Wi-Fi a bunch of times, the version number, and down here you'll get Connectivity Labs. Connectivity Labs is very cool because it shows you not only an average of your time connected to various Wi-Fi networks, shows you your speeds, the bands, which bands you're connected to, which Wi-Fi standard you're connected to, your save network, Wi-Fi 7 mode can be toggled on or off, switch to mobile data faster. So when you're having Wi-Fi, your Wi-Fi is kind of slow. Connect to 2.4 gigahertz for IoT setup. This also gives you a chance to make it so that it's easier to set up your smart home devices and things like that. Show network quality info. You can see there, network quality info into the list of available Wi-Fi networks if you want to add that, and enhanced Wi-Fi compatibility, which here will allow you to turn it on for each of your individual Wi-Fi networks. Anyway, a lot of cool features in there to Connectivity Labs to take your experience with using Wi-Fi networks, public Wi-Fi especially, and also monitor your home Wi-Fi, your business Wi-Fi as well on your S25 Ultra to the next level. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification icon for future videos like this. Again, check out the Auto Pro X, really cool. Run Dex on your car display, watch YouTube, Netflix while you're parked, enjoy those videos. It's a really fun demo also to show your friends. It's gonna blow their minds. Appreciate Mayton and Auto Pro for sponsoring this video. Appreciate you guys checking it out, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching.